Farewell to two of Japan's best champions in the last few years, man. I would say in the last 6 years. Big ups to these two fellas right here from Japan, you know what I mean? Two of the most two entertaining fighters in the last few years, you know. Both guys are calling it quits and retiring. And that's Takashi Uchiyama on your left and Takashi Miura. You know, these guys actually did fight, as you can see in this picture, you know. I believe they fought in like 2011, you know what I mean? Let's get into it, man. You know, the man Takashi Uchiyama is a good fighter, in my opinion, you know. A guy who started boxing late, you know what I'm saying, at the age of 25. And for him to accomplish what he did in his boxing career was nothing short of tremendous, in my opinion, you know. The man mostly fought in Japan. If I'm not mistaken, he fought there his whole career. You know what I mean? But this guy was a champion for 6 years, you know what I mean? This guy was a champ from 2011 till 2016, you know what I'm saying? And that's a tremendous feat, you know. The man, Takashi Uchiyama, he got his world title when he beat Juan Carlos Salgado, you know what I mean? That's the same dude who also has a victory over Jorge Linares, you know what I mean? And you know, this guy's fought a lot of good fighters, you know what I'm saying? They're not names that you might be all familiar with, you know what I'm saying? But you know, this guy got some good names under his belt, you know what I mean? I remember when this man was a champion, you know, and Adrian Broner was even a champion at 130, his first world title. I wanted to see a unification fight between Uchiyama and Broner. I wanted Uchiyama to come over to the United States and try to make a name for himself, you know, because we know damn sure that the man AB wasn't fighting in Japan. Just picture in your mind. Picture this: Adrian Broner going to Japan, fighting in an arena in Tokyo. That wasn't happening, you know what I mean? More than likely, we would have liked to see Uchiyama come to the United States, you know what I'm saying? But the fight never happened. AB jumped in weight class, went to 135 to beat DeMarco. But this video ain't about AB. This video is about two of Japan's best title holders in the last few years, you know? And actually, like I said, Takashi Miura did fight Takashi Uchiyama, you know what I'm saying? And Takashi Miura beat him. I believe he stopped him like in the 8th round, you know? And, you know what I'm saying? That was a good fight, you know what I mean? You know, Takashi Miura just came up short, but Takashi Uchiyama was a real good fighter in his prime, you know what I'm saying? And the reasons he cites retiring is, you know, the man just wasn't getting motivated for training anymore. He couldn't get up for these fights, and that was even before Jezreel Corrales. As we all know, and if you don't, Jezreel Corrales came to Japan, came out of obscurity. Nobody knew who he was. At least I didn't know who he was. And he came out there to Japan, and he knocked out a big upset, man. Probably the biggest upset of that year of 2016, in my opinion. One of, if not the biggest upset. And he knocked out Uchiyama in front of his home crowd with a vicious left. I believe in like the 2nd, maybe 3rd round, you know what I mean? You know, and, you know, the man Jezreel Corrales gave the man Uchiyama a rematch, you know. The #1 guy in the division for many years, you know what I mean? He gave him a rematch. And, you know, in my opinion, Jezreel Corrales schooled Uchiyama comprehensively, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you go look at the box score results, you know, you'll see that the fight was a split decision. But in my opinion, and anybody who's seen this fight know that Jezreel Corrales won this fight comfortably, you know what I mean? Should have been a unanimous decision. You know, so, you know, Takashi Miura, Uchiyama was a good fighter, man. And, you know, he entertained me for many years. It's a damn shame he's retired now, you know what I mean? And, I guess it was about that time, you know what I'm saying? You know, he probably done everything he could in boxing. The man ain't no spring chicken, you know. He's 37 years old, 36 when he lost to Uchiyama. I'm sorry, to Jezreel Corrales. So, you know what I'm saying? There's no shame in his game, you know what I mean? I mean, the man started boxing late at 25 years old. And, you know, he was a champion for many years with that WBA belt and was the #1 guy for many years at 130. And that's why, in my opinion, although Jezreel Corrales did look a little shaky versus Robinson Castellano, I still rate him as the #1 guy in the division. Because Roman Rocky Martinez, he wasn't the #1 guy, and that's who Lomachenko beat, you know what I mean? Jezreel Corrales beat the #1 guy in the division, and that's Takashi Uchiyama, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, in my opinion, he's still the #1 guy. Has a more prestigious belt, WBA, than Lomachenko's, and Lomachenko should be trying to go get that, you know what I mean? should be trying to go get that, you know, just like he should be trying to go get that WBC from Burchild, and be trying to get that IBF from the man Tank Davis from Baltimore. You know what I mean? So you know, I just want to give a big ups to the man Takashi Uchiyama. You know what I'm saying? He entertained me for many fights. You know what I mean? This guy had a solid chin, in my opinion. He just got caught by the man Jezreel Corrales. And, you know, he got put on his back, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, the man had a solid chin, you know what I mean? That fight versus Jezreel Corrales is not a testament to how this man really was, chin was, and how good of a fighter he was, you know what I'm saying? He just ran into a younger, hungrier fighter from Panama who came to Japan and took no shorts, you know what I mean? Alright, so farewell to him, and also we got to shout out to Takashi Miura, you know. Like I said, these two guys have fought, you know what I mean. This was before Takashi Miura was a world champ, you know what I'm saying. You know, Takashi Miura became a champ, I believe, in 2013. He beat Gamaliel Diaz, you know what I'm saying. I think Gamaliel Diaz, if I'm not mistaken, is also a guy who fought Lomachenko, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that name sounds familiar. Takashi Miura, man, he had some good title defenses. Not as quite as many as Takashi Uchiyama's 11 title defenses, but he had about 4 title defenses, and to me the best one was when he knocked out that man Billy Dibb from Australia, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, Billy Dibb was a former world champ, IBF champ. He had that title for many years till the Mexican Russian Agvani Gradovich snatched that title away from him, you know what I mean? But Takashi Miura, man, this guy was a devastating puncher, man. One thing for sure, two things for certain. This guy wasn't about that boxing shit. He likes to fight, you know what I'm saying? Likes to load up that left hand, throws it with conviction, and he throws it with so much confidence because he believes no matter how down on the cards he is, that left will be percolating, and when it touches your chin, you're going down, you know what I mean? You know, and in my opinion, that fight, you know, let's go in chronological order still, you know what I mean? You know, he beat fellas like Billy Dibb. He had other title defenses in there, but you know, his claim to fame was, his best fight to me was when he first came to the United States and he fought the man Francisco Vargas, you know. I picked Miura to win the fight, you know what I mean? And he was, you know what I'm saying? He split that man Vargas face up, man. Both eyes. Cut him bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was looking like another Vitaly Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis situation. But Takashi Miura's style is just so open. He leaves himself so open, has no head movement and these type of things. And he's just a come forward fighter. He'll take two to give one, you know what I'm saying? And he got caught by the man Vargas, you know what I mean? But no shame in his game. He lost his WBC title. You know, I did wish that you know, Takashi Uchiyama and Takashi Miura did have a rematch. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, they could unify titles when both of them were world title holders. When Takashi Miura had the WBC, and Uchiyama had the WBA. But we never got to see that rematch, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Takashi Miura had another great fight. All his fights when he came to the United States were lit, you know what I mean? He fought the other guy named, was it Miguel Roman? Great fight, man. Another entertaining fight with all kinds of action. And the man Takashi Miura knocks the Roman kid out in the 12th round and set up another title shot for the WBC belt that he used to own against the guy Miguel Burchild, you know what I mean? And in my opinion, man, the man fought well. He just didn't throw enough punches, you know, because when he did catch, and, you know, I give Miguel Burchild even more credit. He ain't want to slug it out with this guy because he more than likely could have got caught, you know what I mean? Either guy could have gone down if they were trying to slug it out. Miguel Burchild fought an excellent fight. He boxed. He kept this guy at the end of his jab. You know what I'm saying? Takashi Miura did load up with his left hands. Boom. And almost kind of had Miguel Burchild on the, I'm not going to say running, but he definitely was on his bicycle, you know what I mean? And that was a smart game plan, you know what I'm saying? But Takashi Miura, he took the loss in a well-spirited effort. And I was proud of him, you know what I'm saying? Because I've always been a fan of this guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of most Japanese fighters, I'm not going to lie, because them fighters they got that samurai yakuza type of mentality where these fellas love to fight, man. Fuck that boxing shit, man. They'll box when they have to, man. But when it comes to bringing the pain and taking pain, they're some of the best I've ever seen do it. You know, they have that warrior's mentality. And Takashi Miura, he exudes that warrior's mentality, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I was a big fan of his. I was more of a fan of Miura than Uchiyama. And I liked Uchiyama as well, too, you know? So these two Japanese warlords, warriors, these guys are retiring, and it's only right, you know. I saw the writing on the wall after both guys' last fights, Takashi Miura versus Burchalt and Takashi Uchiyama versus Diego Corrales in the rematch. I said Diego Corrales, excuse me, Jezreel Corrales. The writing was on the wall that these guys would retire, and no shame in their game. They entertained us for many years, and they let us know that fellas in the Far East, they still get it in when it comes to this boxing shit. B-Marsh Boxing just want to salute these guys, and this is a farewell to Takashi Miura, Takashi Uchiyama, and we would have loved to see that unification rematch, and we didn't get to see it, but all in all, you guys will forever be embedded in my heart as far as great fighters and great fights that I got to see from fellas from the Far East. And I'm happy that I got to see these guys. B-Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments, and let me know what y'all feel about these two brothers, these two Japanese guys retiring. B-Marsh Boxing, I'm out.